Have a roll call, please, Jake.
Larry Church,
Here.
Trace Connor, Dana Miller, Chris Anson,
Here.
Scott Rossman,
Here.
John Kramer,
Here.
Jolene Doucette,
Here.
Jeff Nance, Corey Crabtree.
Here.
We have a quorum.
All right, consideration and action of consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please, Jake.
Larry Church,
Yes.
Chris Anson,
Yes.
Scott Rossman,
Yes.
John Kramer,
Yes.
Jolene Doucette,
Yes.
Corey Crabtree.
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right, with no items removed from the consent agenda, do we have any appearances or petitions for Airport Authority? All right. Can we go ahead and move on to current business? Item 1. Thank you. Consideration and possible action to approve grant number 3-40-0087-028-2025 from the Federal Aviation Administration to fund designing a new terminal at the Seminole Municipal Airport. The grant will fund 95% of the design cost with the city's commitment of 5% or $16,540.
Move to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please, Jake.
Larry Church,
Yes.
Chris Anson,
Yes.
Scott Rossman,
Yes.
John Kramer,
Yes.
Jolene Doucette,
Yes.
Corey Crabtree.
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right, with no other items on the agenda, I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign. All right, moving on to the Seminole Gas Authority. We have a roll call for this one, please, Jake.
John Kramer,
Here.
Chris Anson,
Here.
Jolene Doucette,
Here.
Dana Miller, Scott Rossman,
Here.
Jeff Nance,
Here.
Trace Connor, Larry Church,
Here.
Corey Crabtree.
Here.
We have a quorum.
All right, consideration and action of consent agenda.
So moved. Move or second, whatever you need. Let's get
Roll
it.
call, please, Jake.
John Kramer,
Yes.
Chris Anson,
Yes.
Jolene Doucette,
Yes.
Scott Rossman,
Yes.
Jeff Nance,
Yes.
Larry Church,
Yes.
Corey Crabtree.
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right, with no items removed from the consent agenda and no appearances or petitions from the audience, I'll entertain a motion for adjournment. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign. All right, moving on to the Seminole Utilities Authority. We have a roll call, please, Jake.
Chris Anson,
Here.
Trace Connor, John Kramer,
Here.
Jolene Doucette,
Here.
Larry Church,
Here.
Scott Rossman,
Here.
Dana Miller, Jeff Nance,
Here.
Corey Crabtree.
Here.
We have a quorum.
All right, consideration and action of consent agenda.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please, Jake.
Chris Anson,
Yes.
John Kramer,
Yes.
Jolene Doucette,
Yes.
Larry Church,
Yes.
Scott Rossman,
Yes.
Jeff Nance,
Yes.
Corey Crabtree.
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right, with no items removed from the consent agenda and no petitions or appearances from the audience, moving on to approvals and acceptances. Item 1, consideration and possible action to approve the change order request from Matthews Trenching Company Incorporated for additional utility work not to exceed $204,855 related to the construction of the Family Entertainment Center.
Okay,
Can you give us a lowdown on this one?
absolutely. So on the screen, you'll see the orange line that goes roughly from the last manhole toward where the new entertainment center will be located. Sharon, can you move your pointer to the new location of the center? Yeah. So what we've got is a space that has not been run to the center. So the plan was originally that the developer of all of that would have run the water and sewer by the time that our family entertainment center was done. Well, as you're aware, the second center is not finished and not making very good progress. And honestly, I'm a little bit panicked that we're going to have a new center built and not be able to use it. So the strategy here is for us to use the budgeted $1 million that you guys budgeted in the capital improvement plan to run the orange line. Okay? And that's why I'm asking not to exceed 204,000. So the orange line will get us to the edge of our property. It will not extend it much further than that, which we probably need, but right now, tonight, I'm just asking for the orange piece. Now, let me be clear. My intention is that will be reimbursed out of the tax increment finance district. All right, so one of the things that we did along the way is we approved a tax increment finance district, and that is currently collecting property taxes and going into a pool of money for infrastructure development in that 300 acres. So my intention is that eventually that will be reimbursed into the capital improvement money, right? But I can't wait that long because they're starting the infrastructure now, and if they're already mobilized and doing the water line to attach to it and the sewer line to attach to that orange piece, and it's not there, that's a recipe for problems. So I'm asking for a little bit of latitude on this, and just know that we're covered in the budget. But you should also know that if the tax increment district doesn't generate enough property taxes, that we may not get reimbursed. But the plan is to be reimbursed.
And how can we get that money? I mean, do we have to go through the developer since the agreements were all done with him? Is there something we need to have in place with him to do that?
Stand by. Let me make sure I'm telling you absolute correct. Okay, so we will be discussing in the city council agenda, item number 6, that will adjust the plan slightly, the increment plan. And once we do that, we give ourselves access to that money.
Okay, all right. Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please, Jay.
Chris Anson,
Yes.
John Kramer,
Yes.
Jolene Doucette,
Yes.
Larry Church,
Yes.
Scott Rossman,
Yes.
Jeff Nance,
Yes.
Corey Crabtree.
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right, with no other items on the agenda, I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign. All right, we'll give Danny time to get here, so we'll start fresh on. We ready? Go ahead with the roll call.
Miss Dana Miller,
Here.
Give me the first name on the roll.
Larry Church,
Here.
Chris Anson,
Here.
John Kramer,
Here.
Jolene Doucette,
Here.
Jeff Nance,
Here.
Scott Rossman,
Here.
Trace Connor, Corey Crabtree.
Here.
We have a quorum.
All right, consideration and action of consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please, Jay.
Dana Miller,
Yes.
Larry Church,
Yes.
Chris Anson,
Yes.
John Kramer,
Yes.
Jolene Doucette,
Yes.
Jeff Nance,
Yes.
Scott Rossman,
Yes.
Corey Crabtree.
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right, with no items removed from the consent agenda, we'll move on to appearances and petitions from the audience, which we don't have any of on this one either. So we're moving on to bids. Item 1, consideration and possible action to approve proceeding with the bid process by Wall Engineering for a new advanced metering infrastructure, AMI, meter reading system for the city of Seminole.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please, Jay.
Dana Miller,
Yes.
Larry Church,
Yes.
Chris Anson,
Yes.
John Kramer,
Yes.
Jolene Doucette,
Yes.
Jeff Nance,
Yes.
Scott Rossman,
Yes.
Corey Crabtree.
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right, moving on to resolutions. Item 2, consideration and possible action to approve resolution number SMA 2025-02, a resolution approving the transfer of fiscal year 2024 to 2025 surplus budget funds between water sewer fund departments and authorizing and appropriating additional budget funds of $281,856.27 to the Water Sewer Fund for interest on debt service associated with construction of the new wastewater treatment plant.
Is this 12 months interest or quarterly interest? I mean, I don't recall us paying interest so far or starting the debt service yet.
This is the interest on the interim loan, right, with Bank First, so it's
Okay.
monthly. And so
It
this
is month-
is, right, it's a monthly amount.
Okay.
And that's increasing as the construction increases, since our line of credit goes up.
Okay, I just hadn't caught that we had started paying that interest yet. Okay.
No other questions? Motion?
That's it.
Motion approved.
Second.
Roll call, please, Jay.
Dana Miller,
Yes.
Larry Church,
Yes.
Chris Anson,
Yes.
John Kramer,
Yes.
Jolene Doucette,
Yes.
Jeff Nance,
Yes.
Scott Rossman,
Yes.
Corey Crabtree.
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right, under current business. Item 3, consideration and possible action to approve Crossland invoice number 12 and draw funds in the amount of $2,555,255.89 for work completed at the Seminole wastewater treatment plant.
Where are we at in completion with that plant?
So we're coming up on roughly 60, I'd say 58%. So I'm hopeful that we can get it in about 10 months. More than likely, we're closer to a year.
Because won't that interest go down once once we refinanced it with I thought Bank First was providing the interim loan and it was a higher interest rate, but once the permanent financing went in place, it would be
Yes, I'm sorry, I was shaking my head premature. You're right.
okay.
Once we get the permanent financing in place, it will go down.
Motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please, Jay.
Dana Miller,
Yes.
Larry Church,
Yes.
Chris Anson,
Yes.
John Kramer,
Yes.
Jolene Doucette,
Yes.
Jeff Nance,
Yes.
Scott Rossman,
Yes.
Corey Crabtree.
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right, item 4, consideration and possible action to approve wall engineering invoice number 21 in the amount of $26,797.38 for work completed at the Seminole wastewater treatment plant.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please, Jay.
Dana Miller,
Yes.
Larry Church,
Yes.
Chris Anson,
Yes.
John Kramer,
Yes.
Jolene Doucette,
Yes.
Jeff Nance,
Yes.
Scott Rossman,
Yes.
Corey Crabtree.
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right, and we do have an executive session on this meeting, but however, we're going to recess this meeting, and so we can do this one at the very end with the other two that we have. So I need a motion to recess the meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign? Okay, we will come back to that one here shortly. All right, let's move on to the Seminole City Council meeting. Can we have a roll call, please, Jay?
Trace Connor, Dana Miller,
Here.
Larry Church,
Here.
Scott Rossman,
Here.
Chris Anson,
Here.
Jolene Doucette,
Here.
Jeff Nance,
Here.
John Kramer,
Here.
Corey Crabtree.
Here.
We have a quorum.
All right, we will stand for the pledge of allegiance and the prayer. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Would you bow your head with me, please? Father, I thank you for this time to be together as a city council. God, help us to come to a consensus for each other, God, and for our great city. I thank you for the responsibility that you've given us and that you entrusted us with. From all different backgrounds and all different beliefs and all different people, God, I ask you to help us have one mind for this city, for the best of this city. And we thank you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
All right. Consideration and action of consent agenda.
Move to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please, Jay.
Dana Miller,
Yes.
Larry Church,
Yes.
Scott Rossman,
Yes.
Chris Hansen,
Yes.
Jolene Doucette,
Yes.
Jeff Nance,
Yes.
John Kramer.
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right, and with no items removed from the consent agenda, we'll move on to appearances and petitions from the audience. And Mr. Jay Brown, you're up.
First of all, I want to thank Councilwoman Doucette for taking action this week to help clean up the yards that she was able to do this week. It did not go unnoticed, and we appreciate it. On September 2nd, I kind of ventured out of my comfort zone and actually drove through some neighborhoods I hadn't been through in a very long time, for no reason other than I am usually going out of town now instead of staying in town. So I went through a bunch of them, mainly the presidential streets. After going through these, I went back and got my iPad and took a bunch of pictures. I have them if you want to see them. If not, that's fine. But one of the things that I was absolutely stunned is that when I took these pictures, 3 of them are actually a neighbor of code enforcement. 3 different houses are next door neighbors of code enforcement. First, I kind of got mad about that. And then I realized that bless her heart, she just doesn't know any better. She actually thinks that this is the way people live. And after coming to that conclusion, I realized that you can't get upset with someone that doesn't know any better. I also have a picture of a property on Coolidge that has 9 vehicles in the yard. This property is directly across from my godfather's old house, so I still know some of the neighbors. I asked them about this and was told that these people are friends of James Moon, and they have just given up. Having come to this realization, I understand why Seminole is the way it is. There is no way to sugarcoat it, and I'm just going to say it. We have the wrong person in that position. I don't personally know this person, but it's obvious that the position's out of their wheelhouse. As long as the council allows this person to remain in this position, we will never start to get our town back. It's past time that the citizens demand the city to take action. Having said this, I would like to bring the attention to our new budget, looking at Fund 1156, which is General Fund Code Enforcement. This definitely proves that officials are not planning to do anything about these issues. The budget was lowered by almost $15,000. In the 2025 budget, line item 215, weeds and abatement, was $40,000, and the current budget was over $35,000. In 2025, when the budget was $40,000, we went over budget, spending $44,595. This makes it very obvious that the city officials have no plans to fix this issue. I continued looking at this particular budget and kept asking myself why this couldn't become a revenue source to offset an additional salary. If another employee was added strictly for visual issues, i.e. yards, buildings, cars, and general attractions to the city, the fees from fines would pay a large portion, if not all of the salary. One of 2 things would happen. We would either make money or people would start cleaning up the town. Either way, it's a win. According to Title 8, Chapter 1, Section 5A, the fees can be added to the water bill if they don't pay it, and the city has to mow it. Why would anyone be opposed to trying this? If the city issued 1.02 tickets per day at $100 per ticket, we would have $38,000 worth of revenue added to this budget, which would cover the cost of one additional employee to do nothing but get the town back in decent shape. Now, let's talk about the flooding issue. I received my copy of the MESHAC report and was very surprised that it's 259 pages long. I'm guessing the last 10 years have kind of been wasted. It appears that there is much more to this plan than just putting a pond on Tim's property. There are so many other issues that could have been completed in the last 10 years. These other pieces were only a part of the problem, but fixing them can significantly reduce the drainage issue. I'm still trying to figure out how we got a 259-page report narrowed down to 20 to 30 PowerPoint slides and feel the public has been informed. These are things that are concerning when you find out 10 years later that there are actually things that could have already been being worked on and that could significantly reduce the flooding. For example, digging out the waterways that have had natural erosion over the years and have not been maintained, and also turning the practice field into a retaining pond. These items are also part of the solution that were never explained to the public. I looked at Magnolia Creek on the south side of town, across from the old bowling alley, and it is all covered up. That is the only main spillway out of town. The real problem is no one wants to be honest and forthcoming on what the real issues are. We have seen this time and time again, and it's getting old. To further prove my point, I requested a copy of the full budget and detailed backup. I received that and was told that this was the current year's budget. There are so many issues with this that it would be impossible to go over in this meeting. I would like to point out a couple of the smaller issues. One of them I just saw in this meeting on the SUA fund, so I'll redo that here in a minute. I actually asked two of the council members what the SUA Capital Fund Improvement Fund was, and neither one of them knew. However, one of the two actually found out for me that it was the Seminole Utility Authority Capital Improvement Fund. I asked that member how we could have a $3 million fund with absolutely no revenue or no expenses for this fund, and it will decrease $75,000 by the end of the year. The answer was, I don't know, probably a transfer in or out. Okay, even if I agree with that, there's a line item for transfers, and it is blank, just like the rest of the budget. So my question to them was, where is it transferred to? With a correct and complete budget, you would know by looking at the detail. There are also many places throughout the budget where the formulas are input either wrong or have just been deleted. Therefore, the numbers and data are simply incorrect in those areas. For example, let's look at 1133, the street budget. According to last year, the budget was $8,000, and we spent $11,697. Over budget of $3,697. However, no formula was put in showing the overage, and this year's budget for streets was cut in half to $4,000. That is not realistic. It seems like these are all scattered through the budgets. I just brought one to show you. I could go on and on showing you issues sprinkled throughout the budget. The time here will certainly not allow for that. If any of you are interested or care about it, please feel free to call me. The biggest issue I have is that we have a council that approved this and obviously has not looked at it or questioned any of this. I know it seems that everything I say is very negative, and I apologize for that. Seminole has been my home for 53 years, and I love this town. It was just disappointing to see it falling into disrepair. I beg the city to start keeping us informed with truthful information and to please enforce the codes that already exist.
Thank you. All right, moving on to approvals and acceptances. Under bids, item 1, consideration and possible action to accept the sole bid from United Engines in the amount of $44,049.50 for a new engine for a 2001 International dump truck, an approved capital improvement project.
Move to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please, Jay.
Dana Miller,
Yes.
Larry Church,
Yes.
Scott Rossman,
Yes.
Chris Anson,
Yes.
Jolene Doucette,
Yes.
Jeff Nance,
Yes.
John Kramer.
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right, moving on to resolutions, item 2, consideration and possible action to approve resolution number 2025-08, a resolution authorizing the transfer of fiscal year 2024 to 2025 surplus budget funds of $85,992.11 from Department 55, Community Development, to deficient departments in the general fund, including $38,381.16 to the Streets Department and $46,172.59 to Animal Control.
Is that part, for animal control, is that part of what we voted on in the budget, like for their floor and the chemicals and stuff? Does that go towards that?
It's everything that led to the deficit, yes.
Did they get those floors?
As far as John, have they gotten the floors in the animal control?
Started on it yet.
So answer to your question is if it hasn't been spent, then it's not part of this.
Why is there such a deficit at the, I don't understand why there's such a deficit at the animal control. Just curious.
You want me to answer that?
Go ahead.
If you recall, we had a contract
Uh-huh.
for a third party outside, and that was changed after the budget was set.
Oh,
So there were personnel costs involved and other costs that I think weren't foreseen initially
okay.
and couldn't have been. And so they were adjusted at the end of the year.
That just seems like a big chunk of money.
Well, that's unusual to
Yes.
miss that much, but it was because it was a new department.
Yeah. So we have any intentions of making any other further changes so this doesn't happen again, or what? Will we just take another, do something
Correct.
different
We
next year?
we budgeted more this year, correct.
Okay, so we've got enough in there covered this year. I was
Now we
making
have
sure that-
personnel in place, we know what the costs
Okay.
should be, that's correct.
I was just making sure we didn't just find this and we need to do something now to make the rest of your work, so.
No, sir.
Okay.
I don't think so, we'll know by the end of the year, but I think we should be good.
We're not planning on it.
Right.
I just want to say, I think the animal control department is doing an amazing job. They took that responsibility from the third-party contract, the agreement that we had, and completely turned it around. So I think they're doing a great job. Just wanted to say that since we're talking about them.
You're good. Yeah, they've done it. Cameron's been nothing but amazing to me. If I text him about something, he will answer.
I agree.
So, no doubt he's had his issues, I'm sure, but
Yeah. Motion to approve.
Second.
roll call, please, Jake.
Dana Miller,
Yes.
Larry Church,
Yes.
Scott Rossman,
Yes.
Chris Hansen,
Yes.
Jolene Doucette,
Yes.
Jeff Nance,
Yes.
John Kramer.
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right.
Yeah.
You have something you want to say? Okay.
On item 3, I'd like to table that until after the executive session. That's going to be part of the discussion.
Okay. I was really pumped to read that too. I was just telling you, that's just such a long one, so. Do we need a vote to table that, or you just want to?
Yes.
I move to table item 3 until after the executive session.
Can we do an all in favor on this, or do we have to vote for it? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign. Okay. Let's move on to current business. Item 4, consideration and possible action to approve a new housing agreement with the current Lake Ranger to update or replace the residential use and occupancy agreement that has been in place for approximately 20 years.
The only thing that when I look through that, the question is, it says that he may purchase renter's insurance. It's not requiring it. And most places nowadays require a renter to purchase their own insurance. I mean, that's a common thing. It's not very expensive. I think, I don't know what it would be on a house. I know on apartments, I have them for my kids' college. It's like $40 a month. But I think that maybe we should consider changing that. It gives an additional layer of liability insurance, and it also protects them and their personal contents.
Okay?
I would second that. Probably, I mean, it's $25 a month maybe. I mean, I would suggest probably doing the liability limits to cover the cost of the house as well. Just in case they were to set fire to the house, you have at least enough limit to replace the house without using our funds or our insurance. Jay knows we use our insurance enough as it is, so we might can take that into consideration as well.
Where is that housing
No,
agreement?
that's what I was going to ask. Like, where you guys read?
It was
It's in the
on,
full details.
we all got it. Yeah, we all got it.
I didn't see it.
It was
It was a long one.
agenda with the full details.
Yeah, for the full agenda with all the details in the email, yeah.
I apologize, I didn't see it.
Same.
So, I mean, I would make a motion that with the stipulation of requiring the renter's insurance, should we put liability limits in there that we need?
Put the liability limit sufficient to cover any damage done to the property.
Okay,
In the value of the property, I guess you can put that in there.
Okay?
okay. So I'll make the motion that, with the required insurance, meeting the required insurance requirements on the renter's behalf.
Make it mandatory.
Make it mandatory. mandatory rather than an option. And then I would motion to approve it with that change.
Corey, is that liability, is that a rider or how?
Renter's insurance comes with a liability limit usually. You can not do liability on a renter's insurance if you choose not to, but liability limits usually come default in 100 grand. So if 100 grand's enough to cover the cost of that house, that's fine. But if he were to start a fire in that house and it was his fault, technically that would be his liability, his negligence, so that would cover
Okay.
whatever limit that was, it would cover that. And it's,
Is
you're
that,
talking,
is that like a kitchen fire?
it could be anything.
That's on them if it's a kitchen fire?
If they were
Grease
negligent
fire?
in setting it, that only applies if they were negligent. So if the house had a wiring issue and just caught on fire, that's not his problem. It would only be in the case where he was negligent. You lit a cigarette, dropped it in the floor, set the house on fire.
Bonfire in the backyard, or some fire in the backyard and it's windy and catches on fire, anything like that.
Okay. Thank you.
Seen not one claim in 15 years on that. Actually, we've seen one, but just to protect your butt. It's probably like $5 a year.
Okay.
Cheap. See, had a motion. Did someone second that motion? Okay. Roll call, please, Jay.
Dana Miller,
Yes.
Larry Church,
Yes.
Scott Rossman,
Yes.
Chris Hansen,
Yes.
Jolene Doucette,
I believe I'm going to abstain. I did not, to be honest, I didn't read it, and I don't feel comfortable voting on it.
Jeff Nance,
Yes.
John Kramer.
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right, moving on to item 5. Consideration and possible action to approve the contract for legal services to participate as an opt-out claimant in the national settlement with 3M and DuPont AFFF PFAS litigation. This is a contingency fee contract whereby no attorney fees are paid unless the city's claim is successful.
Explain that.
This is gonna be discussed in executive session with your lawyer.
Okay.
So you want to table that also?
Yes, sir.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign. Okay, that one's stable as well. Okay, moving on to item 6. Consideration and possible action to approve an amendment of the RCL Development of Seminole project plan to reflect that infrastructure and other related project costs may be expended by the city or its designated public trust in order to carry out the project plan with increment District Number 2, City of Seminole, Oklahoma, and containing other provisions related thereto.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please, Jay.
Dana Miller,
Yes.
Larry Church,
Yes.
Scott Rossman,
Yes.
Chris Hansen,
Yes.
Jolene Doucette,
Yes.
Jeff Nance,
Yes.
John Kramer.
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right, and we do have an addendum on this, so we'll move on to item 7. Consideration and possible action regarding options for the purchase and installation of solar-powered pole-mounted Christmas decorations along North Phillips Avenue. So I will start this one because I started this thought some time back.
We got a power slide.
Slides up? Okay, good. All right, so my thought process on this, we need something to just kind of revive the city. Whether you're a holiday person, Christmas person, doesn't matter. We can choose some decorations that are still lighted up. There are 6 poles down the middle of Milt Phillips. I was a little bit perturbed that we couldn't use the power on those poles to put real bright lights up. But we can do a pole agreement with OG&E, correct me if I'm wrong, but we can do solar-powered decorations just on those 6 poles just to start. And it would give us some kind of, if you've ever been through McAllister, there's just a huge display along the middle of their town. So it's not anything that elaborate at this point, but it would just give us something to kind of see those. And so we put together a slide of kind of the ones that are available that are solar powered. Again, I'm really not a solar powered person. I like the fact that it doesn't involve energy, but the brightness of it somewhat concerns me. So if you want to slide through those.
So, I guess Corey pointed me, or Steve, somebody pointed me in the right direction. It turns out solar-powered Christmas lights that are mountable on a pole is kind of a unique thing, and not a lot of companies offer that I found. I think I reached out to 4 different companies, and all of them are just 120 volt, plug into a wall kind of situation. But the lead that I got was really good, really helpful. They got us some prices. They offer 4 variations for decorations, all LED powered, solar, battery. They vary from 6 or 7 foot tall, 3.5 foot wide, down to, I think, 5 foot tall. They're pretty big. So you kind of see the prices there, and then their solar panel mount kit with the timer and remote is at the bottom of $278. So that's just kind of to give us an idea. That's not an estimate for what we're looking at, but that's to give us an idea of what they offer and what the prices are. So this one right here, their snowman, $1,450 is 5 foot tall, 3 foot wide, $278 for a solar panel mount kit, total of $1,728. They got a shooting star, 900, 6 foot tall, 300, or 3 foot wide, $278. Total of $178 for that one. Flower snowflake, $696, 6 foot tall, 3 foot wide. Same price for solar panel mount kit, total of $974. And the last one they offer is the toy soldier. That's $1,100, 7 foot tall, 300 foot wide, total of $1,378. So, kind of threw a map together, kind of give us an idea. North being to the right side of the screen. There's no real order to this. I just kind of put them in there in the variation for the 4 that they offered, with the price for those 4 from Reed going north. With each price for each one, the shipping is a high estimate on their part. They couldn't really give us a price on shipping since we didn't have an order locked in, and then a rough total for that. Now, if we want to do the 6, we can get down to just south of McDonald's. But we're going to have some repeats. I kind of just threw some of the cheaper ones in there just to kind of, cycle through those. Again, no real order, so, whatever preference is there. But that's the rough price for doing all 6 poles going up north through there. Again, the shipping is a rough estimate, but hopefully they can get us something pretty clear. But they sound really confident about the product. They say it's a proprietary. They've built the lights specifically to be solar powered. So there's not, looking at the other companies, even at 120 volt, you could go out and spend a bunch of money for a solar setup, but you're going to spend a lot of money. So this seems like a good option for that. Any questions?
First off, this is short notice because you came in Friday, and like you want us to put something together, so I appreciate it. But I don't know, this was just an opportunity. I don't know if you guys are interested in doing something or not. I just feel like it would add a little bit of flavor to the city during the holiday season. I did my options. I don't know about you guys paying for it, but we do have that beautification fund, and I could use some of those funds for it. There's a, that's kind of neat.
Threw this together. I'm not sure on the scale of this, so
Yeah.
this is just, the size is just kind of guess. So it could, at that distance, it could be a little bit bigger, it could be a little bit smaller. So that's just a rough,
Yeah.
this is kind of what it looked like situation.
What are they constructed of?
I'm not sure. I didn't get a chance to get into that with him. He's supposed to be getting me some specs for them. He was going to try to get it to me today. He was shooting for around 4:35. It didn't happen, so I imagine it'll be here first thing in the morning tomorrow. So,
I asked, because the Arts Council has a lot of people in there that kind of have some good flavor on some of this stuff, so they were very in favor of it. As a matter of fact, they took a whole set of displays and put them on, here's the option we would choose, and I was like, I didn't mean for you to go that far, I just meant, did you like what they look like? But they, somebody has a suggestion for the other side of the pole, but now I think that's a lot of money. And so I think you could start simple and just do something one on each side, or one just in the middle, just to start, and you could add to it each year if you wanted to do something like that, but
So we kind of talked about that, and we could alternate the sides as you're walking up north, so you kind of get both sides of the road.
The only reason I ask what they're made of, one of the reasons, I suppose, is if it's just a matter of having the solar kits, those are probably LED lights, similar to what they've started changing out at the park, and I'm wondering what we could get them built for the same people who have been building the ones for Snowman Wonderland.
Steve, do you recall how much those cost on the wellness, I
Wow.
think they were pretty expensive.
Yeah, they vary
They
a
vary.
lot.
I mean,
Yeah.
I
Oh,
think
it's
when
of course the size.
I think when I did one for when my grandfather passed away, or for him, it was one of the tin soldiers. I think it was like 600. When we did the angel, the angel was pretty good size though. I want to say maybe $1,100 or $1,200. That's just been 3 or 4 years ago though.
The only other item that I would think we might be in is a time crunch with getting them made. If you want to do something this year, that might be an issue, but I guess they have these pre-made up. Are they pre-made up? They're ready to ship, or did they
Yeah,
tell you that?
that's my understanding, is they're ready. And they're purpose-built for the solar itself, so we wouldn't have to go through the process of what size battery do we need, what size solar panel do we need. And then we gotta get a controller,
Okay.
kind of a can of worms.
How long are they supposed to last?
Again, he was supposed to give me specs,
Okay.
he didn't, so unfortunately I won't have to for you.
So another thing, just so you guys are aware, I kind of pulled some research a little bit, but there are actually outlets on the top of those poles. And the guy from OG&E actually came by with Steve to meet at the office, and you cannot use those outlets any longer, even though they're there. They are metered for just what they need. They don't want those used by the general public or just anyone. So the only other option that you could do would be to install your own meters, either one meter at one pole and loop them together, which is a huge cost, or a meter at each pole, which again is still a huge cost. So again, I'm not a solar person, but I think this is the most viable option if we just wanted to add a little bit of holiday cheer.
Things to make note of for the next time we redo their franchise agreement.
Yeah, exactly.
Ridiculous.
So I wasn't, you know.
I mean, there used to be mounted lights on those poles, you know?
Yeah, I think that from what he told us, I think they've had some situations with people that maybe some of the outlets that were, now these are high, but I think they ran into situations where they're mounted low and people were just using them to do whatever, which in our instance, if there was one low and someone tried to charge a phone sitting in the middle of Phillips, it's probably not a cool thing.
Tapney would try it.
But,
I said Tapney would try it.
yeah, well, it's true. It's true. So, but anyway, this is just something that I thought of. I mean, I want everybody's opinion on it. I don't want to ask you guys to spend money if it's not something you guys see that would be.
I like the idea.
But I mean, we're trying to change some perceptions of town to some degree, so I'd like to have something that just adds a little bit of flavor. So, and by the way, Steve and I talked about this, but someone did ask about doing these downtown as well. I think it would be rather hard. Those are wood poles on Mill Phillips. The ones downtown are the nice new metal ones. I don't know that we could properly hang these well enough to keep them from sliding, scratching paint, whatever may happen with those. I don't know, but that may be something we can venture out into next year. If we see that this works, then come up with a solution to do that. Especially being solar powered, it'd be easy to do. So, but
Mayor, you said that because I know that fund that we're looking at, the Arts Council kind of relies on that, but you've already ran this past them and they're
I did.
okay with it?
I asked them if they would be kind enough to let us use, it's our fund anyway,
Mhm.
but I do take note that they do use that for murals and things like that.
Mhm.
They did have a way that they could maybe move a project out of here or something if we really wanted to do something. Again, they know it's our money,
Mhm.
but we also know that they do some great things with that fund. So I don't want to, I was trying to be polite enough to them and say, hey, I don't want you to not know that 10,000 of your dollars are going to come up missing this month because we want to do this for the holiday. So I was just in kind trying to make sure that they knew, you know, and they were very nice about it. They said, it's not our money anyway, we appreciate it, and We try to do the best we can with adding stuff to town with it. So, I mean, if we could budget it, move it to somewhere else and do that, I'm fine with that as well, but whatever you guys feel you want to do.
What was the time frame on getting them? When do they have to be ordered by to have them?
I don't know that info yet either.
That was something we needed to check on.
I'm not sure that we should take, and I know that you spoke to him, it's just that, that the Arts Council is, so dependent on anything that they get. So I love the idea of the lights on Milk Phillips. I'd rather, we try to beautify downtown, because it's nostalgic, and it looks like crap right now, if I'm just being honest. But, I mean, let's get like one or two somewhere, and let's just see if that holds up. And then, you know, if that's something, but I can't see taking such a big hit out of the Arts Council. They do a lot for the community and kids, and there's nothing right now for anybody to do.
It was kind of a worst case scenario. I just didn't want them to be caught off guard.
Yeah.
Some council member says, no, I think that's where it needs
Let's
to come
find
from.
another place for it.
Yeah, well, we can do that too, yeah.
Let's see if, you know, maybe some businesses want to donate for signs. I mean, we have a beautiful thing down at the Wellness Center with all the pretty lights. Right now, Seminole is not, maybe I'm gonna be Debbie Downer, but Seminole's not free right now to be going, oh, let's distract and look at the snowman right now. I would love to see a huge cleanup before we start putting lights up and just deflect around the issues. But I'm not trying to be a bah humbug. I love Christmas, it's my favorite time, but I think we have some different issues, not Christmas lights.
I agree we have different issues, but I think that we have to start somewhere. And I don't want to do 2 lights, so that looks like we're just cheaping it. And I understand we need to, I'm not one to take 10,000 Arts Council either, but I mean, where we can find it to do something else with it. But I don't think we need to do 2, because that's going to make it look like, oh, these guys don't really care. And so, and I agree, we need to start cleaning up stuff.
And
We
look
gotta
for no one to
start-
put anything in
Yeah.
the trash.
Yeah.
That's my biggest thing.
Yeah. And so, yeah. So I think if we're gonna do it, let's do it. And make it look good down the middle of the road. If we're not, that's fine, but I don't wanna do it halfway. Let's just do it, and we'll find somewhere to get that, whatever that cost is. Corey, you know better than I would know what that cost is. I guess, is that the total there?
Yeah.
That's a rough
Yeah,
estimate.
I think that, I like your idea. I like your idea about having some businesses maybe chip in. I think that, I mean, that's not a bunch of money. That's really not a bunch of money.
And I think we talk about it, and I think, because there's not enough information on it, how long do they last? We can talk about it next meeting. How easily are they broken? How long do they last? How easy is it to get repaired? Once it's up, are we stuck? Is there a warranty on it? I'm more than welcome to re-talk about this, next meeting, or, have a bigger plan for next year, instead of rushing into it. And we're stuck with 10-man that hat never works.
I like the idea of what you said, Corey, is, you know, just the cheerfulness, the spirit, having some pride in our town. I feel like that's what it does. Like you said, it has to start somewhere. If we wait until everything is perfect to do that, we'll never get there, because there's always going to be an issue somewhere. So I like the idea of it. I kind of like the idea of it showing up regularly in our budget. If we're talking 10,000 a year, I do like the idea of it going into downtown next year, because downtown needs help a lot.
There's just also a few more poles downtown, so the cost factor in that is so much more than just if you're gonna try something.
I'll help you figure it out.
But I will say, if we're gonna do that, let's make sure that the derrick is all lit up and there's not lights that are off of that. And this, I mean, that doesn't cost a bunch of money to do that. That's the oil derrick in the middle of the park. I mean, that, make sure that is completely lit up and not like partly and that kind of stuff, because that matters to me. I don't know about anybody else, but when I drive by, I go like, yeah, but I wish I could climb up there and just, you know, when I was a kid, I climbed up there, but I'm not doing it now. Not doing it now.
Never get back down.
Listen, it's a high, so.
Well, I would like to move forward with this. I think we got to start somewhere. We can, you know, work on the beautification, because that's what it's for. It's for beautification. We already agreed to spend that money on beautification, so why not this one? And Arts Council is great, and I love the fact that you went to them personally and talked to them. I think that's great, and I'm pretty sure Jackie and her team appreciated it as well.
They were very appreciative because
Yep.
they didn't want to get caught off guard with, because they planned murals and things months in advance.
Mm-hmm.
And so the beautification fund, they can only use that on beautification funds. So their operations of the center, the store, the arts projects and things like that, a lot of that's on whatever income they charge, whatever they can make
Yeah.
off people coming. So, but it was just an idea, and I hope that we can start somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people may see this and be like, oh, look, my town we're coming up in the world, now let's do some other things. Maybe this will spark something. But
How does that work, Corey? If, I also like the idea of like a business, say, you know, maybe McDonald's wants to sponsor the next one, or who else wants to, how does that work? Do they give the money to the city, or do they just go and buy one and we install it? How would that even work?
They can donate it through us,
Okay.
or we can continue the agreement or expand the agreement with the Lions Club.
Okay. Well, I make a motion to approve.
you want to put a cap on this so they don't, just in case they get pricing and you know you can't exceed. So we need to do that. That one's $8,400, what he's got right there.
Well, it should be.
I would like to have some kind, you know, it would depend on warranty, I mean, what kind of warranty they offer.
Yeah.
I wouldn't,
Put some, yeah, you can put contingencies in your motion, contingent upon a 1-year warranty.
but I'm also not a big fan of the two, having those doubled, because I don't really care for either of those to begin with.
Which one?
I'd rather rotate. If we're gonna do two, I'd rather do 2 snowmen and 2 tin men. I know it's a little more expensive, but
Oh.
I wasn't a big
Instead of shooting
fan
star.
of the way that star looked. I don't know what that star is supposed to look like, but that's,
Where are you? Oh, I got you.
yeah, that shit, I mean, yeah. That doesn't.
Well, again, you can do,
Meant to be one on each side of the pole.
you can do a cap on money wise and tell them these are the 3 designs we'd like to see and confirm the warranty. And you can do that. There's an even number, so there's 6, so
Okay,
choose 3 you like, and you got 2 of each.
that works for me. And I would get rid of,
You just want to
I
do
would,
this.
I would get rid of that thing, because
shooting
I
star.
don't, it's supposed to be a star, but it doesn't look like a Christmas star at all. Or even a Star of David type thing, I'm not.
The toy soldier and the snowman seem like they would be the brightest
Mhm.
out of all of them, just the sheer number of lights.
I agree.
Yeah.
So you could do those 2 and just oscillate just every other one if you wanted to do that. But you guys,
That works for me. I mean, I don't mind having a star, but I do wouldn't want 2 of those, because I don't know, they just, it's a little strange.
The star
In
or
the
the
fla-
snowflake?
Well, both of them, the flower thing, I mean.
It
Yeah,
was just a
snowflake's
star.
throwing me off.
But the snow, but I don't know what that gold thing
It
is
looks like a
below it,
flower
what that's
stem.
supposed to represent. Maybe there's something I don't know
So those
that
are the only
represents.
designs that you said they had?
Yeah, they only had 4 that were the solar.
That almost looks like it's a person with a star head or something. I'm trying to-
What are there reviews
floating.
like on Google or something? I mean, I hate to say on Google, but are there reviews on
It's
it?
more like a jellyfish.
So maybe, I didn't get a chance to dig into all that. This kind of came in late. and
We just know the cost. That's really all we know
got in
about it.
contact with their salesman, and if they were asked to get us the specs on the battery life and all that stuff.
Where's that company at?
I think it's.
Florida.
Florida?
Yeah, it said Florida up there earlier.
so you want to,
Okay, motion to approve contingent upon, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm not against it, but I just don't know, there's a lot of questions.
I don't have enough answers on it, so.
I just like to know kind of, but,
Warranty and all that.
yeah, I guess that's kind of like.
Yeah, I mean, the specs, the warranty, I mean, everything.
I'm all looking
looking like we care.
Do y'all know the specs and the warranty of the lights up? We all
No, I have
figure
no idea.
everything
I'm
out.
just asking.
What is this sudden fascination with wanting
with you. I'm with
to
you. I
know
don't know.
details of lights? I don't understand that part.
I know that if it was $8,400 coming out of my pocket, I would know everything about their sister's cousins about those lights. What I'm trying to say is that it's a chunk of money, and I just want to know a little bit more about the warranty. Are they gonna look like crud in a month of hanging, and then we get back snow, and then rain and a windstorm? How do they hold up against winds?
Maybe
I just need a
references.
little bit more information.
Maybe somebody else who's bought them and hung them in their city, then maybe they can give us some references.
Give me a second to read some reviews. And I'm more than happy, we'll string the entire street, but I just need to know something about it, because I pretend like that's my money.
Well, it sounds like the majority of us are on board of doing something, so I would say, let's find some more information. If it becomes a timing issue, if we have to have a special meeting, I'm not gonna be against doing it
Sure.
to vote on Christmas stuff. So I would rather have the information than try to craft something that'll cover it.
So,
You said you're gonna get that information tomorrow, right? You were trying to get it today and you didn't get it?
They were shooting for like 5 o'clock today.
So how about we do this? Are you okay with this?
Yeah.
Why don't let's get the information tomorrow, see if they will ship us a sample, possibly, of a light, and let's look at it. Maybe you can take a video of it at night, maybe take it out to Mel Phillips or somewhere where the light's close to the scene. Take a video of it, let us see that. We'll know the warranties, we'll know all that, and then we can move on from there. And if they have a problem with it, they shouldn't have a problem with doing that, but if,
They shouldn't have a problem with
even if
telling
they
you
send us
other
this
cities
policy,
who bought them either.
just to kind of see, and we can bring it here, and you can actually see the display itself and see how sturdy and whatever it is. So I'm okay with that. I'm not offended by that at all. I'm good with that.
yeah.
No, I think they would give us the names of other cities who purchased them too, and I'm really big on finding out what other cities'
Yeah.
experience with it was.
Yeah. And I'm fine with whatever you guys choose. I just wanted the conversation started, just so we don't end up November, and you're like, oh, we should have done that. So we're not stringing lights. I mean, I could probably do something.
It's the day after Thanksgiving.
Can't use the outlet,
We'll
though.
put Chantel on there, she'll make it.
Yeah,
Oh, she was excited about that.
gotta use the outlet, though.
Okay, so you good with that? Yep. Everybody good with that?
We're good.
Right.
Okay, so we don't need any action on this one, so we have you got a plan, so, okay. All right. Thank you guys, by the way, I appreciate it. Item 8, consideration and possible action to approve closing Main Street from Strother to Osage on September 26th from 3 to 5 p.m. for Seminole Public Schools to host homecoming parade.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please, Jay.
Dana Miller,
Yes.
Larry Church,
Yes.
Scott Rossman,
Yes.
Chris Anson,
Yes.
Jolene Doucette,
Yes.
Jeff Nance,
Yes.
John Kramer.
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right. And we do have an executive session, we're going to hold off on that and go ahead and do our remarks. So let's go ahead and move on to Ward 1, Mr. Ray Church.
Don't have anything for you today. Yeah, well, if you insist,
Are you okay?
if you insist, I took a look at what I've donated to the city to be shared with city employees, just in goods, not in services. And divided that by my water bill at $75 a month. And in 777 years, I'll get my money back. That's it.
All right. Thank you. All right, Ms. Dana?
So, welcome to Ward 1. And just want to say, again, kudos to city employees. I had some interaction last week with the water department, and specifically a lady named Kayla. I don't have her last name, but she was, if anybody could forward that on, she was specifically very helpful, very friendly, followed up really quickly. So if you all could forward that on, I'd appreciate that. Next not this coming weekend, but the weekend after that, is Seminole Nation Festival. If you all can make an effort to go out there and perhaps maybe greet the new administration. It's kind of historic time for Seminole Nation. They elected their first female chief and vice chief at the same time. So it's kind of exciting. And it's always been my goal to have not only just a functioning relationship, but a mutually beneficial and positive relationship between the city and the tribe. And so Corey and I plan on being in the parade. So if anyone wants to join us, you're welcome. And then also, I don't have any constituent issues from my ward. I did hear from one lady who is not in my ward. She's in your ward, and I'll forward that on to you, as I don't make it a habit to get into other wards' business. So, but I'll forward that on to you, and I'll CC Steve, just so you kind of know what's going on. And then lastly, I'm not sure, Steve, where this request goes to, so I'll just start here and hope who's ever listening will help. So, about this time last year, or maybe 2 years ago, we were kind of entrenched in the downtown. How do we improve downtown? The funding that we got, not we, but the funding that the urban renewal got, pulled up the street. I was against it, but now that I see it, it looks really nice. However, I've noticed that some businesses have left since then. And it kind of makes me a little upset because some of the businesses that were advocating for it pretty hard left. And that was my exact concern when that was going on, was that would, kind of that, I guess the push for it would be temporary. And it was, in fact. So now my question is there anyone tracking the success and the traffic and anything that's going on in downtown? Is there a quantifiable way to look at if what we did by upending all of our historical pieces of the town, is there a way to track if it's successful or not? Now that the streets look better, that they're smoother, does that mean more people are going downtown? Does that mean more businesses are coming downtown? What does that mean? I would like to, because we heard a lot about that. It was going to be so much better. But my question now is it? And I don't know who I even asked that question to, or who can help me find that out. So, Steve, if you can help me on that journey, I would appreciate it. And that's all I have.
All right, thank you very much. Moving on to Ward 2, John Kramer.
The golf course, it's really good right now. They're doing a great job. I'm glad they got a piece of it.
All right, Jolene Doucette.
Okay, Jay, it's always good to see you. I love your comments. You're a very intelligent man. You look at details, and I love that. You question my education. I'm not a math person, but I'm always willing to learn from you. Keep asking questions. Keep pushing us, because as it comes off different to different people, you know what I mean? But for me, it challenges me, so I appreciate you. When I ran for city council, obviously I had to ask the people of my ward to put trust in me and vote for me. Before I ran for council, I listened to every single person that was in this town. When I protected this town, I talked to every single person in this town and or fence posts. When I was elected to Ward 2, I did not seclude myself to Ward 2. I will listen to any and every person in the city of Seminole that wants to be heard. I will advocate for those complaining. I will advocate for those who are being complained against. I'll do that every day, all day, whether I'm sitting in the seat or not. I want to thank personally, this is a crazy deal, because we had different paths, but April Slauson really went above and beyond in helping me this weekend on getting some yards taken care of so that they can either not be cited or get their situation fixed. I had some other help, and I have to leave them anonymous, but I couldn't have done it without them either. I couldn't have done it without people reaching out to say, hey, this such and such person needs help. And I'll do that anytime. Me and my jalopy lawnmower will always go cut whoever's grass that needs it, no matter what. What I saw this weekend was a huge, huge support from the community that just wants to beautify everything. And sure, they had complaints about stuff, but at the end of the day, they just wanted a better Seminole, and that's what I want to do. I'm not from here. I'm trying to make it my home. I get a lot of resistance, which I get a kick out of because it's a challenge for me. You gotta love me to get to heaven, is what I'm always gonna say, so, good luck. That's it.
All right. Scott Rossman.
I don't know how to word this, because I don't want to really make people mad, but we do have a problem in this town with trash. We have a problem with houses with trash. We have problems people complaining to the city about houses with trash and nothing done. I'm living proof because my mom has been fighting it for 15 years. Nothing gets done. There's no reason for my mom to pay her property tax. And these houses are trashed. And every time code enforcement comes out and they give a ticket, that ticket disappears. Okay? I'm done. This ain't right. You want to clean this town up? Let's clean this town up. But if we're going to find somebody, they better be in court. If they don't go to court to get a warrant, tickets should not be missing. Tickets should go straight to the courthouse. I know for a fact this house has been ticketed and it disappeared by the time it got to the courthouse. If that's how we're running it, it's not right. Sorry, it touches a lot on me because I have to go over there and pick up trash out of my mom's house, in her yard. It ain't even hers. Got a guy living in a tent in a broken down car in a driveway with busted windows. Nothing done. But boy, my mom's grass gets a little too tall. Guess what? Here's a ticket. My mom's 75 years old. Not right. I got pictures. I talked to you already, Dan, I talked to you up before about this house. I got pictures of that house and houses across the street where a guy had sold 3 houses, put all the trash outside and left. Didn't even worry about it. All won't happen to me. I know people in the city. So sorry, but we need to clean this town up. We really do. We really do. And that's it. That's it.
Okay.
Sorry, man. No, I'm just.
I was making sure you.
No, you're good, man. You're good.
All right, Mr. Jeff Nance.
I'd like to thank Jolene for going and doing the yards. I know she won an award. You keep your own yard, I'm just kidding.
I did my side too.
I'm just kidding, obviously. I did 3 myself this last week. I didn't get to deal with you, but I did 3 for people that can't do it. And so I just want to thank you. I know it means a lot to people when they can't take care of it, and someone comes and does it for them. So I appreciate that. And I would like to thank, the business is getting done over on Highway 9. That's exciting to me, to see the foundation getting poured out there. And I saw people over by the hamburger place, and then a couple doors down from the hamburger place, people were in there working today and doing whatever, and I'm excited about that. That brings, business brings excitement, and that's exciting to me. I am a kid of this town. I've been here since I was 9 months old. I don't plan on leaving. And so I get it. It's exciting to me when things start happening in the town. I know that you said, somebody said, that they want to make the town better than they left it, or when they found it, or whatever it was. That's my whole reason for being on here. I didn't come here because I needed something to do. I did because Corey asked me if I would be interested. Of course I would be interested. It's my town. I love it. And I'm honored to sit here. I'm probably the least likely to sit here. But I love it. I love to, Lord, it takes me 15 seconds to figure out what y'all are talking about. you know, because I'm so new to this. It takes me a minute to even figure out the procedure, what we're doing. But I'm learning. I'm pretty sharp. I'm pretty quick. I'm a pretty quick study. But I will tell you, I am excited about it. I do want the things to be straightened up. This isn't the town. I love the town, but you know, I grew up in Mayberry, and this isn't Mayberry anymore. And so we're doing great things. I don't want you guys to get discouraged and say we're not doing great things, because I think we're doing great things. I think there's a lot of excitement going on in the town about stuff. I know there's always the complainers. I'll just give you a quick preacher example. There was a lady whose husband was very grumpy and very gripey, and she said, "I'm gonna make it right for him. I'm gonna do whatever I have to do to make it right with him." And he said, "Okay, I want 1 egg scrambled, I want 1 egg fried, I want some ham and some eggs, and that's what I want." And she went and did the 1 egg scrambled, 1 egg fried, did the ham, and he laid it in front of him, and he's like, "He scrambled the wrong egg." And there's a lot of wrong egg scrambled people that complain all the time. But man, we have a great opportunity, and I told Corey this in this text message not too long ago. He has a great opportunity right now to do great things. And it's depending upon us and what we want to do. If we just want to do what we always have done and just do the things, then great. And we're all gonna die before the town does, but that's fine. But I want to do something great for the town. I want to leave it a whole lot better than when I found it. I found it in pretty good shape when I grew up here. I loved growing up here. Had a great time growing up here. And I think that a lot of people, I think we're a diamond in the rough if we would just do some things differently and remember who we are. I think we've forgotten who we are. I think we've gotten used to whatever. I don't want to throw it, but I think we've forgotten who we are. And you know, when I grew up, it was the Tri-County, Tri-City. It was the Tri-Cities. We woke at Holdenville and Seminole, and we were always competing. And I don't know if you guys know this or not. This is my personal opinion. I think that I think we won. We're winning. If you go to other places, I think we've won. And so I just want us to continue to be what it is that we've been given the opportunity to be. And I'm grateful to be here. I'm thankful to be on this council. I'm never ashamed to be on this council. I think you guys are great people. I think y'all have a heart for this city. And I appreciate you letting me sit here and talk and ask dumb questions. I appreciate it. I really do. And I thank you, Corey, for allowing me to sit in your seat. Appreciate it. I'm done.
Christian?
Well, I do take Scott's concern kind of heavy too. For tickets to disappear, I don't know, you know, it's one thing if they go to court and they work out something, but to disappear, that does trouble me. You say we won, we have won because we, you know, we are doing things, but, you know, we have areas, you know, that have issues, definitely. You know, some of those areas are still better than others. You know, we do have a part of town that was built, you know, back in the heyday of the oil booms that are shotgun houses, and they weren't built to last this long.
Right.
We also have, you know, a high poverty rate in this town, and that makes it more challenging for us. We face a lot of challenges, and there's no simple answer. I know we have been working this and fighting this for 20 years that I've been on council and trying to do better and trying to find ways. We have had committees after committee, and we have pushed the envelope and we have gotten better. It may not feel like it, but we are doing better.
Yeah.
When we lose houses, like the houses down south, we have to find ways to replace them. We are currently having the houses built over there by the roundabout. I believe those are smaller type homes. Unfortunately, they still cost a lot of money. I mean, I was shocked when I found out how much those were. And it's hard for people who are living below the poverty line to afford something like that. So, you know, there's a lot at play here. And it's not just an issue that our town faces. A lot of towns are facing it. And like you said, we're faring a little bit better than Wewoka and Holdenville. So we can be thankful for that at least.
Yes, sir.
All right. Moving on to myself, I guess, but Jolene, thank you for your help. It doesn't go unnoticed, for sure. that's something that's hard. You sacrifice part of your own time to go help, so it takes a lot of energy, so. Thank you guys for considering even the Christmas lights even remotely. That was one of the things that you guys talked about growing up in Seminole. That was one of the things that I remember. If you went downtown, there were lights downtown, there were stuff on the poles, there was stuff to see. Now, downtown was a lot more vibrant, a lot more businesses down at that time, but that is something that you guys remember if you lived here at all when you were younger, so I'm sure Jay, you remember that as well. It just, downtown was lit up because that's where businesses were, so not that I would want to ignore that at all, but I think if we start somewhere, we'll get there. So, some things, I appreciate all you guys who serve. Jeff, I put you on here because I knew you had a heart, and when you find something that's hard, you're going to do it anyway. You're just going to do what you got to do to make it right. Thank you for bringing it up. That takes a lot of courage to bring something up that you feel like needs to be addressed. But you guys, all of you are on this council because you bring stuff up that we feel like we need to make better. So I appreciate that from everybody. To give you some fun information, as you know, my wife's been doing the market here in town. This was a funny thing. She got an email about a week and a half ago from a neighboring town that wanted to know what we were doing to make things so great in Seminole. And we're like, what are you talking about? So as we elaborated, they were so impressed, not with the market itself, but the amount of community that would come out and just visit, spend time together, and just hang out. And so they actually asked her to come, well, they actually asked, not her, but the three individuals that are doing that to come host a market like such in their town, because they were trying to revive things and make it that much better as well. So it's really cool to see things like that happening, but I say that to say this, the energy will grow. We do have to start somewhere. You got to correct issues, start the energy back up, and let's roll forward. So, but I think we have a good council, and we've got a lot of people in here with good heart, smart. We bring stuff up, we get it done, we move forward. So, but it's kind of made me happy being here tonight because I think you guys all have something to bring to the table, and it's really cool that we do that. You know, I hadn't even thought about the fact about the warranty on the lights, but I don't get insulted by those things. I'm like, oh, I didn't think about that. We probably need to do that. So things like that, but we all treat each other with respect, and I appreciate that, and I like it. So, but thank you guys for what you're doing. You're serving. That's all I have. So, Mr. Steve.
Several things. I think first and foremost, I think you know me and Jay and actually the whole staff well enough to know that we bring solutions, not excuses. So we've got a lot of self-reflection to look into, especially on the cleanups. I would like to offer a few facts that where we came from. All right, you guys added another person to code enforcement. We didn't have an inspector like James Moon and then a code enforcement person like Amy. We've always had, going way back, we just had Buster Wilcox. I mean, he'd go out, do a few building inspections, and go around town and see if there's any tall weeds. We've gone from 3,000 probably in tall weeds and grass to 150,000 in total cleanup now. So we're allocating the funds. We're getting a bunch of stuff torn down, like Thrasher's building today and the burned out building near the practice field at the high school. And I mean, we are making progress. I know it's not fast enough, and it's just, again, you guys know from budget sessions, it's about balancing. Mm-hmm. What can we get away with, and how much can we contribute to that? And that's not even including the $300,000 that you guys gave to the urban renewal for downtown cleanup this year. So we're trying to get there. We'll bring you more solutions, and probably not something we can fit in this budget year, but we will bring you solutions and things that we think it can be done. I think it's, Chris kind of hit on it, there's some poverty in our community. All right, so to give you an idea, we have over 4,000 warrants outstanding. So the question becomes, how much jail space are we going to put for people that aren't responding to these tickets? And so, and do I hire a warrant officer for our police department to go crack down and do, well, again, that's part of the balancing, and we're going to bring some solutions, and we hear loud and clear that you guys want cleanup first and foremost, so we'll get there. I had the pleasure of sitting down with the newly elected chief and the vice chief for the Seminole Nation, and man, what a pleasure. These ladies are ultra sharp, and it's something that I look forward to, being able to work with them, and I think they're interested in hearing any ideas that might foster growth for that nation. And as both of us expressed, we are one, and we're going to grow together. And so we're pretty excited about that. You've already mentioned Sunset Market. What is that? Next Friday?
Third Friday of every month.
Third Friday.
Through October.
Okay. Hey, kudos to my grant team that you guys approved the grant for the new terminal plan and the design for the new terminal. As I've said before, that airport, from a recruitment and the industry recruitment, business recruitment standpoint, that airport is our front door. And so getting a new airport terminal to make us look modern and upbeat is a big deal. So we're super excited about that. Family Entertainment Center is coming along very nicely. We hope, without any further rain, we hope that the slab will be poured next week. So you're going to see a lot of progress. The building is actually due to be delivered the first week in October and put up the next week. So it's going to move very quick from here. At least that's the plan. Jay and I went through a Standard & Poor's review. So if you're not familiar with Standard & Poor's, they kind of review our financial situation. They go through all the budget. I mean, they tear it apart and ask hours of questions. And so I'm pleased to announce that our bonding capability and our bond ratings is going to remain at BBB. We had expected it to reduce because we just took out $46 million of new debt, and actually it has not moved even with that on the books. So we're super pleased to get that kind of vote of confidence. We are capable, and I'll refresh your memory, you guys allowed us to get a geofencing membership or program, and we are able to draw a fence, a digital fence around just about anywhere, including downtown. So we can tell you in this given time frame how many cell phones pierce that veil, how many people are trafficking through any area, and we love to fire it up. Sean especially geeks out on it, so we can get you information if you care to have it. So that's all I've got.
All right. Thank you very much. One last thing, Dana. Contrary to popular belief, people think I have enough color in my closet. I need a costume for the parade, okay?
The costume.
Yeah. I need some
Well,
apparel
there you
that I
go.
could wear, whatever
There
you
you
want to,
go.
however you want to phrase that, but I need something to wear. So I forgot to mention that to you all, I guess.
Okay.
All right. We have a couple of, Steve, do you know which executive session you'd like to do first on these?
Let's do the one on the addendum first, because if I can't raise the other attorney, we may just come out of and go right into the items on the agenda. I don't think there's a lot of questions about the opioid, frankly. So let's go to the other one first.
The,
One on the addendum.
okay.
So you need
All right.
a motion then
No, I'm gonna go ahead and read, I should be reading these, so I'm gonna go ahead and read these, just to make sure I get them. I haven't done that before, but consideration, discussion, and possible action to enter into executive session under Oklahoma statute 25 OS subsection 307B 4, confidential communications between a public body and its attorney concerning a pending investigation, claim, or action. Motion.
Second.
Do we need to roll call this, Jerry? You just need a, all in favor? All in favor. Okay, all in favor?